wave, Murray's. Hershey wanna ride a wave, Murray's. Let me get a handy in the loud is the reason why my vision so blurry.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, or whichever persuasion you feel you lean on, welcome to another episode of the Hard Boss Podcast. Me, myself, Julian Black is here with Quarter Water TV, my brother from another mother. Please feel free to smash that follow button or the subscription button wherever you are, whichever platform you're coming from. We're currently streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and all those platforms. If you're coming in from either one, please make sure if you haven't already hit that follow button, go ahead and hit that follow button. Once again, we're here with the Hard Boss Podcast. Thank you guys for rolling in. All right, the song that's playing, the music that's featured now is by my cousin, Mark Matthew, featuring my other cousin, Sean Silver. And when they brother, what's the other brother name? Juke Swain. I don't even know him. Oh, that's another whole song, man. I'm fucking up. Disregard. But yo, much love. Thank you guys for rolling in. All right, where you want to slide into first? What you feel like talking about, brother?
Let's see. Let me see what I got up here.
A lot of stuff going on in the current.
Yeah, it been. Oh, let's start off with this. You see, they arrested the dude for Tupac murder.
Yes, which was weird for me because I thought he claimed he was just a passenger in the car and another cat pulled the trigger.
The weird part is he been saying this for years though. Like I don't know why they just randomly wanted to lock him up now. Like that's the part I don't get. Like he been saying this for years. This ain't new.
Yeah,
this ain't new. And they say he told the police this too.
Shit, he damn sure said it on Vlad TV.
And another interview too. He said it on a couple different interviews. You know what I'm saying?
So I wonder what information they came across that made them decide to arrest this cat now and act like he was some sort of mastermind behind the assassination of.
I think the public,
because then nobody got arrested. It's a political arrest.
The public probably was just kept pressuring them, like you know what I'm saying, like the public.
Well, Pac
he was running around bragging about it, basically.
Ooh, yeah, and Pac still got people living and breathing that are directly.
His brother, sister, you know what I'm saying?
You can't do that. You can't do that. His mom is passed, but you gotta wait till they all gone. Yo, much love for that heart, wherever that heart came from.
Man, you ain't no waiting till they all gone. That's a murder. Ain't no statute of limitations on that. You don't never talk about that shit again.
Unless they can, whether would you think they're gonna get him on conspiracy to commit, like he has something to actually do with the actual murder?
He was in the car. What you did it.
I mean, unless they prove that he pulled the trigger.
What do you mean?
He pull the trigger?
Dog, listen. If me and you, if me and you in the car and I go shoot somebody out the car, you did it too.
Yeah, they hit you with the conspiracy.
That's the law. Like he did it. It's not. It's not a conspiracy. Conspiracy mean conspiracy. You could get conspiracy just for having knowledge of the crime. You ain't had to be there. He was there though. That you was an accomplice. Yeah, it's different than conspiracy. You was there. You was basically a participant in a murder. Like it's a little different than a conspiracy. Like
yeah.
He was an accomplice. Like you know what I'm saying? That's like if I do a robbery and then I go home and tell you I just committed a robbery and you know about it, that's conspiracy.
Yeah.
But if you was there with me, you did it too. Like you was a part of the robbery. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they usually, you notice when they hit cats with a murder charge, like let's say they had caught the guy that actually pulled the trigger before he croaked. This dude would have still got hit with some crime, but accessory to murder, like not actual the murder itself. So he can still get an accessory. The guy that's claiming that he was just in the car, yeah, he could get hit with an accessory, but he can't get hit with the actual murder.
Accessory is like, dog. I'm telling you, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
If me and you is in a car and I shoot out your car, if you don't tell on me, you getting the same shit I'm getting. The same exact. Me and you is gonna be co-defendants.
Well, you will be co-defendants, but they usually hit each defendant. The actual trigger pull.
Only if you tell on me. If you don't tell, you getting the same shit I'm getting.
So in that case, he's fucked. There ain't nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell. Only way you get them leniencies is if you cooperate. If you don't cooperate, you're gonna get all. Say it could be 4 people in the car and they know it's only one shooter. Y'all all getting the same shit unless somebody starts telling. Like y'all all getting the same charge. Like, Because they don't, you know what I'm saying? You did it. You were part of the crime. It ain't like conspiracy. Conspiracy. They usually only give you conspiracy for drug charges.
Well, a bunch of violent felonies, like conspiracy is like if you, not really violent felons, but you can get conspiracy for bank robbery if you have knowledge of a bank robbery and you don't say nothing. Conspiracy. You can't get conspiracy for murder. Let's say you have knowledge of and they catch you before the murder happened. And you
they really just use that to try to get you to tell on something.
Yeah, and conspiracy.
That's what that is for murder. Like they trying to get. Yeah, I know it's the knowledge of. That's why I'm saying it's a little different when you in the car.
Yeah,
you are part of. Yeah, you are part of it. Like it ain't like you know what I'm saying. If you was just at home chilling, then you get a conspiracy. Like, but he was in the car.
Okay, I fucked up it a little bit. It's an agreement to perform together an illegal, wrongful, or subversive act. So
yeah, so say like if I'm home, I don't gotta be there while you doing this shit, but I'm a part of it, and I'm just I know, and I got knowledge of it too. Like.
And to your point, having knowledge of looking for a cat to kill and you in the car rolling with him and the murder happens,
it's different.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like if you in the car with me, they could charge you with. They can actually charge you with actually doing this shit. Like it ain't like you ain't getting no conspiracy. You did it. Like. That's what I'm saying. He was in the car. He should have never said nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He should have never just talked about because once you that murder, ain't no statute of limitations on that. They can get you 40 years from now for that.
Yeah, I was having a debate with a young lady, and we were talking about. She had thought she read some literature where they did away with the statute of limitation for sex crimes, like SA and things of that nature. And I told her, I said, well, they can't really do that unless it's a federal. They can get rid of it federally, and they have to really be specific because each statute of limitation for SA varies upon state law.
Each state, each state.
So there's some states that even the age of consent is 16. There's some states the age of consent is 18. I read literature where the age of consent federally is 18, but then there's certain circumstances on certain federal lands it's 16. So I told her, I said they can't really do it, but what she did kind of struck a chord in me, so I started researching harder. Biden did sign off an executive action to do away with the statute of limitation for child trafficking. So the statute of limitation for that federally is wiped out.
Why did he do that?
So some of these kids could get justice, I guess.
Oh, so he got rid of it. So now
he got rid of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good money. I like that. Yeah, I thought you were saying he thought you were saying he
added it.
Yeah, I was about to say what? What the fuck he trying to protect?
You want these people to stop doing that and make less sexy kids.
Yeah, I was about to be like, who you trying to protect? Like, what's going on here? But that's good money.
Behind with him, I'm behind that.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to protect the kids.
Trafficking.
Yeah,
trafficking, that's ridiculous. And then every time we lax our immigration laws, it's really horrible for children. It's bad every time. So it's
to segue into that. Now this is what now you see how you went to the immigration law, right? Now I don't know what made me think of this, but something made me think about this, right? You know how they be like black people can't get along and this and that, right? In America and all that shit. You know why we can't get along?
No unified identity.
They think we the same. We not though.
True.
Y'all look. Everybody else in America got their own neighborhood. You got Chinese, right? The Chinese just stay with the Chinese. It ain't no Koreans and no Japanese making moves in the Chinese. It's all Chinese, right? You got Italian neighborhood. You got Jewish neighborhoods, right? But the black neighborhoods, you throw everybody in them shits. You got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, poor white people, Jamaicans, Haitians, regular black. So now you throwing all these, and then with the black people, you got all these different kind of black people, and think y'all all think we the same. We not. We different.
Someone pointed it out that said, black folks, everybody is black while they can benefit from it, and then when they can't, they turn us away. Like this one video I saw with Stitch. It was a Somali guy talking about, I ain't black, I'm Somali. Someone Stitch it. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. You ain't black. We don't care. So why do you feel the need to tell us?
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? With why that shit makes so much sense, because it's the trick bag, right? We all black when somebody do some fucked up shit. Like you commit a murder or you get locked up for some shit. There, oh my brother, we all black and all this stupid shit, right?
When they need
but
you.
As soon as it's some good shit, or I'm Nigerian, or I'm this, I'm that, you specific with it. Like that's what I'm saying. We all not the same. Like, and you got all these different tribes of people, and you try to mash them all. We not the same. We different. And first of all, a lot of them foreigners, the black foreigners, come here disliking black Americans.
And partially for the stereotype they had they made it seem like a lot of black Americans are spoon-fed, had a silver spoon in their mouth. I realized in our ancestors that were here achieved the most under the most adverse of situations. They didn't have a lot of shit just given to them. As a matter of fact, it destroyed us once they started giving shit to people, like welfare and shit, kicking the man out of the home. Before that, we was unified. Like 80 to 90% of us was married. Right?
I'm gonna keep it 100. They be saying that shit as an excuse to just dislike niggas, black Americans.
Yeah.
How the fuck you could know the history and know that we were slaves over here and then say all this stupid shit? Like the shit don't make no sense. Which one is which? We fought for them to get here. Remember, most immigrants came in the late 60s.
We had a couple of waves of them. I think that what was the Irish wave when they came in during.
Now I'm talking about black immigrants.
Okay, you mean the Africans?
They came. I'm not even talking about Africans. I'm talking about Jamaicans. I'm talking about everybody came in the late 60s.
I think you're right about that too.
They did. They wasn't no Jamaicans here when they was fighting in them other wars and all that shit. They just got here. We fought for Africans, all them niggas to get over here, dog. This a fact. Like. All of them niggas came in the late 60s. That's when it started to be a wave of like black and Spanish. Even though Puerto Ricans probably came here, Puerto Ricans was here first before like probably the first immigrants after us. Like we wasn't immigrants though. We the only ones that's here that's not immigrants.
I actually read this in an immigration law class. When Puerto Rico first became a Commonwealth of the United States, they didn't know how to treat the Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans didn't immediately get citizenship. They had to actually go back and fix that shit. Yeah. Most people also don't know citizenship by birth. It wasn't a thing. They're reaping the benefits of that due to the freed Africans. They had to do the 14th Amendment or whatever amendment. I'm not gonna misquote it. They had to fix that amendment to give us all citizenship, and everyone else has been reaping. We're one of the handful of first world countries that allow a person to just drop a kid out their twat and just claim citizenship. No other developed nation really does that. You can count it on one hand.
All that immigration shit they going through, especially with the Spanish and the black people, all y'all owe that to the American blacks, nigga. All y'all. So when y'all come here disrespecting, it's wild to me. Like y'all because we the ones that fought for y'all to get here. You think white people was just happy about letting all you niggas in here? Like what the fuck wrong with y'all? Like, they wasn't about to let all you black people. They wasn't. Like
now you know that there was a separate battle for the not the Indians? I think it was the Indians. There's a separate spinoff for the immigration for them. They actually had to fight and get an amendment just for them.
What you mean, the native?
No, not the Native Americans. I'm talking about
the Indians,
the Asian Indians. Yeah, the ones the India Indians.
Yeah, I don't really count them because if you notice, all the people that they letting in droves, they all hate black Americans. All of them, even the black ones. You don't notice that shit?
I notice.
I think they be doing. I swear, I think this might be a conspiracy theory, but this is my theory, right? Look. I think they did that to throw a monkey wrench in the game because half of these the black immigrants do not like black. They got special words for us, calling us akatas and all this crazy shit. Yo, it's crazy. Like how all you people got these we don't got a word for none of them.
Yo, Cat Williams pointed this out in one of his bits. As malicious as people think black Americans are gonna be, they don't got no hate for nobody. They don't got no hate for nobody in real, except for some reason when they was doing that Stop Asian Hate stuff. Every video they was showing was a big black dude that was mentally unwell, beating the crap out of.
Yeah, but that's like some propaganda though.
Yeah.
Like if I own media, right, I could show a bunch of Asians beating up niggas. If I own media, you feel what I'm saying? If that's what I want to show you, but in real life, now let's be honest. In real life. How could black people hate on Asians when Asians make all y'all money off niggas?
Yeah.
all of y'all money, like all your Chinese stores, they ain't in the white neighborhoods, they in the hood. Like,
but you ever heard there was actually another article, I think Pop sent it to me. It was talking about how they intentionally allowed the grants for the Asian immigrants and the Indian immigrants to go into Black communities, but wouldn't give the same grants for Black businesses to open up in them same communities.
Another part of racism.
But they didn't allow them to do the same shit in other communities. The other communities had their own corner store.
They bring them to our store. This what I'm saying. This all of that shit is a way to keep the American Blacks down, because you got to think. They let the immigrants in the country and they put them all in the hood, all of them.
And caveat, they're doing this media. Hold on, let me hit that up.
Exactly. That's a fact.
And it's happening again now with the people they're letting in now. They're dropping them all the hoods, man.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, they drop them in the hood. So now the hoods already got bare minimum resources. So that makes now the Black people that's there, we got to fight over the little resources there. They talking about, Black people is more violent. No, we ain't. If we was somewhere where y'all left us alone, we'd be straight. But y'all drop all these people in our neighborhoods. Like,
and the problem is they're not only dropping those people, they're dropping funds. There's opening up buildings to house them, or they claim they couldn't even have schools there.
Yep.
They're doing a lot of money's coming out of people's buttholes to help all these people, and there's federal funding being dumped in. You know what I'm saying?
And they refused it. And they refused it. And the same little stuff we've been fighting for and arguing with these people for centuries now. They just all of a sudden they found this money to just give people now. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, and the worst part about it, you know what's crazy? We probably wouldn't even be this mad. Us Black Americans probably wouldn't even be this mad, right? If these immigrants wouldn't come here disrespecting.
That they do.
They be disrespected, dog. They do. Like, they be wild. They be disrespecting. They get here and then call us lazy and say all this crazy shit. Y'all don't got none of this vitriol to white people or none of that shit. Like, but y'all save all that energy for Black people. It's weird.
Yo, Blackie, you'll talk shit. This cell phone from Joe Biden. I'm going to call 911. I don't know why that was like a mix. It was a weird ass accent. I don't know why I went there.
You had several different nationalities.
Little Indian, little Asian, little Hispanic.
Like, but that's the whole thing. Because if they came here, they was appreciative and they showed us love and they wasn't so like biased towards us and all this crazy shit, we wouldn't even say nothing about it. But they get here and act like we didn't fight for them to get here. We did.
Now, you know what's crazy is that why is this shit not? Oh, there we go. Freaking I was just talking this with someone. The old school illegals that used to come here, they would come to work. They would come to make money. They would come to send their money home. A huge chunk of the Mexican economy depends on some of the money they were sending home. Mm-hmm. These newer people that are coming in, they're coming for free shit because it was offered to them. They are coming. They call it economic refugees. There's no such animal. If there was economic refugees, the entire third world would be here right now.
But you know why they doing that, right? Why they just let the whole thing...
future voters. Because if you let them all,
no disrespect, but the Mexicans is about to be the new white people.
Well, it's not only it's the entire Central South America, which they're
all
basically native. Like, a lot of them have native blood in them.
Yeah, they're basically native. Just got conquered by the Spanish.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, but they're gonna be the new white people, and people probably think I sound crazy when I say that, but I'm gonna show you why I know what I'm talking about. When I was in high school, right, the Puerto Ricans, half my school, my neighborhood. I'm just saying this for the people that see it. My neighborhood is like I lived in a Black neighborhood, but my school was my high school was in the middle of the Black. In the Spanish neighborhood, so half the school was Spanish too, like, right? Mm-hmm. When I went to school, the Puerto Ricans was saying they was Hispanic on their paperwork, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Puerto Ricans put white.
Oh, I'll back it up. I got some more other information to back up what you're saying. Now it's changed. Like, do you know that Arabs are considered Caucasian?
Yep.
Arabs are considered Caucasian.
You know who else gonna be after them too? The Chinese too. They next too.
Well, Chinese already got their honorary. They're still Asian. They still have a race.
But watch what happens. Now, watch the longer they be here. Watch what happens. They gonna be white too.
With the Hispanics, Hispanic is not a race. It's a multiracial category that or offspring of the Spaniards taking over a place. So now you can be Hispanic of white origin, Hispanic of black origin. If you look like you're black, you can put Hispanic of black origin. And a lot of the black looking ones get offended by it, especially if they're from a culture that
because they think they white too. They don't want to be black neither.
It was weird with Cape Verdeans. The whitest looking Cape Verdean, you couldn't tell them mugs they weren't black. The blacker Cape Verdeans, they get pissed if you tell them that they're black.
That's another thing too. That why I be so confused with Africans, right? Because you had these Nigerians and these other Africans telling Black Americans, you niggas have no identity, right? Right?
Our identity is American identity. Fool.
We Black Americans. But I'm gonna show you something. What's even more crazy? Out of all black people in the whole world, we are the only ones that don't be bleaching our skin.
True. I haven't really known it. Unless the celebrities do it. Sammy Sosa.
I don't count them celebrity niggas as different. People. But I'm telling. But Sammy Sosa and them is Spanish. They Dominican.
Oh, you're right.
Black Americans do not bleach. We don't care if we black as fuck. We just black as fuck. We light. We just light. That's what we deal with. We don't be bleaching our skin. We know who we are. That's the problem. We know who we are.
See, and that's one thing. I found out when I was in a tropical environment, the blacker I was, the healthier I was, the clearer my skin was, the nicer. It was just crazy. When I was in Cuba for that time,
because we supposed to be in the sun.
Time. Yeah, man, it was a beautiful time. Everything was clear. Man, even my razors would last forever. I was shaving my head and shaving my shit. My razors would last forever. The hair just would come off.
Mm-hmm.
I do miss those days. One day, if I ever come into a bunch of money, I definitely got to have a home in a tropical environment.
Somewhere where it's hot. Yes. That's good money, for real. But
especially in some of these other countries, because what happens is the land is dirt cheap and all the money you use to build your property goes into the construction of the house. Yeah. It doesn't go into the land. Like over here in the United States, you pay a buttload for land and the construction's cheap. Like just to run a sewer is like $3,000-$4,000 from a it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff you spend is on a putting together of the house. Mm-hmm. And it's real cheap the way they do it too. So you spend a good chunk on the land and then the materials are cheap. And you spend a lot on the labor, a lot on the labor. I thought about building a house. I was looking into it.
Yeah, the labor is probably the most expensive part of it too, for real. The materials and the land and the labor.
I'm not gonna. This young buck I knew, he was one of the smartest cats I knew. My boy, he had a house built, right? But he only had it built to specifications outside of his skill set. He had them build the frame, the foundation. They had him build most of the stuff. Then you came into the house and it was carpeted everywhere, but he wanted hardwood. He said, listen, putting these carpeted floors was mad cheap. He said, you see that little bit of space of wood right there? He said, that was like $20,000.
Man.
Imagine if I did this whole house like that. He said, but what he did was he bought the house. They just stripped all the shit out. Him and his dad put the floors in.
Yeah, put the floors in because the labor. It's the labor, yeah.
He said,
him buy the floor for cheap, get the hardwood.
And he did a bunch of shit. Like you walk through the house and he strategically had plumbing system setups to be future bathrooms, electrical system set up to be future bedrooms.
Oh yeah, he's smart.
Oh, he was and then he at the beginning of the house, he paid. I'm not gonna put his business on in case it comes out. He paid a certain amount, but it was worth quadruple that by the time he was done with
it. Yeah, of course, because he done put shit into it. Like, yeah, that's good money. Yeah,
impressive young man,
Yeah, that's dope.
I wasn't key to the game. He was telling me. He's like, nah, man. You do this.
You learn from everybody, man. That's how that shit is.
The one moment you stop learning, you should be dead.
Facts. That's a fact.
Wisdom does give you archival knowledge to make better decisions, but you should always be learning.
And one thing, when you get older, you always got to remember that you can learn from people younger than you too. Because I learn from my kids all the time.
Yeah, I could say the same too. In mine.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can learn from everybody.
Yeah, me and Julie and her boyfriend were talking about a couple of things that's going on currently with the we talked about the whole Mar-a-Lago situation, and we moved on to something else because her boyfriend he's full-time college student. He goes to Howard, and it was crazy because he was in his business class, and they had like trans questions in his business class. I was like, how does that even equate? How does gender ideology equate to business? I mean, if you're
maybe ethical, maybe some ethical shit, maybe if you come across.
It could be ethical, but the particular type of business class he had did not seem to be in that ethical.
Why are they pushing that shit like that?
I think
like sexuality, that's weird. Like y'all don't gotta. Why are y'all pushing that? Like I don't understand.
What I've been finding too with a lot of the rejection we've been hearing, they don't tell us like you keep hearing us. They saying they're erasing Black history. They're kicking it out. Most of the curriculums that cancel Black curriculums, they had gender theory mixed in. They've been coupling that with Black history.
But they always do that. You don't notice that? Every time we fight for something, they try to throw. See, this is the thing too. See that's the thing too that I hate. America, they smart, huh? The government is. I'm gonna show you how they smart. They whole plan was we ain't never giving these niggas nothing. We ain't giving these niggas nothing. Every time they ask for something, you know what we gonna do? We gonna throw everybody in the mix. We're gonna start using words minority. So that means white women, everybody. You just throw everybody in the mix. So now by the time the Black people try to go for the funds, ain't nothing near. They keep doing that. That's they little weapon they be using. They do that every time. They throw everybody with us. Like, stop doing that. Like, everybody ain't with us. We got to start separating ourselves from all that shit. Take that shit. And no disrespect to the LGBTQ plus community. Y'all got your own fight though. Y'all fight your own shit. We got our own shit too. Like everybody can't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And the community has a lot more leeway and a lot more power now than they've ever had. They've been way more successful than Black folks. Within 20 years, they've achieved what we weren't able to achieve in 100 years. And basically their existence came around about 20-25 years ago.
Look, I'm about to say some. Yeah, it always been, but I'm about to say some real shit. Even the Black LGBTQ community probably should be on our side too.
For the most part,
a lot of the white ones, they be doing race. They got their own race issues and they shit too. Like,
yeah.
Because when that Brittany Griner girl got locked up in Russia, you wasn't seeing the white LGBT community going crazy. They really wasn't saying that. They try to put it on. This is the thing. I'm gonna show you the freaky shit they be doing. Right? They'll put it on. You know, every time something happen, and the white ones don't want to say nothing. The white LGBT community don't want to say nothing. You know what they do? They spin it and put it on Black men.
Oh yeah.
So why the men ain't saying nothing? What? We ain't got nothing to do with that. We is over here. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to do that with the Brittany Griner. Why the NBA players ain't saying that? Why y'all community? Y'all fight for everything else.
You know, and the thing with Brittany, I think that Brittany was a scapegoat. I think that they would have, in normal circumstances, wouldn't even have sweated those cartridges. And it was
she probably been getting away with it. They just was putting pressure on. Yeah, they just Putin said, "Fuck, put the pressure on. Next time you catch her with something, lock her motherfucking ass up. And we gonna use it as bait to get somebody out." Like,
yeah, and that was shit. And the thing about it too is they were trying to dog it and saying that these women are so desperate they're going. I said, listen, they're skilled men that go and play in these divisions.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say it's just because they're not getting paid. You make better money over there with some circumstances, especially if you're not on the first tier ball player. So if you're a skilled ball player, they will pay you that bag to go over there. They'll pay you some nice coin.
And let's keep it funky. It ain't like these women make a little bit of money. They said that they make a lot of money just to play basketball. It ain't like you just ain't making what the men make because y'all don't generate them. Y'all been losing money for 30 years.
Now
that ain't even no joke. That is a fact. The WNBA been losing money for like 30 years. Y'all are subs. All y'all shit is getting paid for from the NBA. That is a fact.
Now, and they do say that they get a higher percentage of the profits than the males do.
Of course they do, because they ain't nobody. And you know what's crazy? The men ain't even tripping on that. The men ain't even tripping that they financing y'all. Y'all gotta stop trying to put all that shit on them. You know what y'all gotta do? See, this is the thing. Everybody forgets history, and this another people be disrespectful because they be forgetting. Y'all forget when the NBA players wasn't making no money, and that wasn't that long ago. They just started. You know when they started making money?
Was it during the 90s?
After Jordan.
Really?
Listen, Jordan's career, his contract was never really that big until his last years, like them last 3 championships he got. Then he started going for the money, like. But his career, he wasn't making that much money. Like these dudes now be killing them. But the NBA dudes, prime example, right? There's a drug dealer from Harlem, an old drug dealer from Harlem. His name is Pee Wee Kirkland. He was a street ball legend and a drug dealer legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could have got drafted to the Chicago Bulls. They offered him a contract. He said, man, that shit wasn't even enough money. He turned it down because he had more money already. So you know it wasn't no, and this was in the 60s or the 70s, something like that. So they wasn't making no money. The women, y'all just gotta build. Y'all get there though.
And that's one thing.
You know what's gonna happen with the women? All they need is one star to bring the money. That's all y'all need. Just stop. Just all that begging shit though. That begging shit ain't gonna work. Y'all gotta go through. The men had to go through that struggle where they wasn't making no money too. Y'all just got.
And they didn't have nobody to subsidize.
Yeah, y'all building. Y'all still the league is still young, man. You know what I'm saying?
Now what my thing that surprised me too is like with the size of Brittany Griner that she's not more athletic and dunking more often. Like they one of the highlights for the WNBA was a dunk she did where she traveled right before she dunked.
Yeah, I was
like, yo, that was the most anticlimactic.
But you know why I'm gonna give them some leeway, because I be hearing people say that. But let's go back in the NBA and watch the men playing in the beginning. It was goofy too. True. We just gotta let them grow. Like they gonna get to where they need to get, because it be sloppy. I be seeing it too. It do be sloppy.
I see some little girls just tearing it up right now.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Just let it. As the more they see, if they stop complaining. See, the thing is, you know what's the problem? They could look at the men and be like, the men making money. But when the men wasn't making no money, they ain't had nobody to complain to. It was nobody to be like, look at them niggas over there, they making money. Like it, you know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. But if they focus on their league and they just do their thing, it's gonna grow. These chicks right now ain't gonna make no money. Y'all just gotta wait until a star come. And it's gonna take one star. Cause look, know who brought the money in the NBA for real? It started with Magic and Bird, and then Jordan brought it to the next level. That's how the money came. 3 niggas.
Yo, there was girls I went to high school with. One girl, I'm gonna mention her name. She actually did play college ball. I think she might have had a stint in the WNBA. I'm not sure. Her name was Nadine Damone. Nadine loved balling with dudes. If she had a choice with picking up games, she would always ball with the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
And then one NBA player kind of brought this to my head. Nadine was able to hang with the dudes because she balled with nothing but dudes. And when she had to ball with the girls,
she doing them dirty.
She was fucking destroying them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then the dude was saying that there are WNBA players that could possibly survive in the NBA, but you got to get them young in the NBA. They got to.
Hell no, they can't. No, they can't.
They can. Kobe was actually working on that before he got killed, working up the skill set.
They can't.
This dude, hear me out. This dude was saying this. It takes an adjustment. We got little niggas that aren't physically.
My nigga, can I say something? I can shut all of that down. Women ain't, my nigga. Women can only play with women, man. Because if they start playing with them strong ass niggas. Because even a woman lifting weights, you try banging bodies with these niggas. In order for you to do it, you're going to have to change the whole game. It's going to make basketball softer than it already is.
You can't change it. They got to be used to it. Because I saw Nadine dominate dudes and break dudes' ankles and shit. And I see some of these young girls.
It's a whole different game with that NBA, dog. They totally different, physically stronger dudes, man. LeBron is Think about this. LeBron is 6'9", 250 pounds. That's a big dude. Like,
yeah,
women just naturally ain't. They just need to stay. They can practice with men, but they can't. There's no way you can't put them in the NBA. It's not gonna work.
But the dude was saying not to put them in the NBA. He said, but the only way for them to ever build the skill set to be able to survive on a court with dudes would be to play with dudes. You can't just like take a chick from the NBA, throw in the middle of the NBA, and now function. It's never.
She even if let's say you could have a little girl that played with boys all her life. But when she get to high school, it's gonna get different because them boys gonna start getting stronger, and she ain't gonna be able to. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They gonna have to. The men is gonna have to adjust and not go as hard on her though.
And that's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't gonna work like that. It's a physical thing, like because men, we built different. Like our bone structure is bigger and all that shit is just different.
Iverson had this thing where he was talking about when he was playing against Kobe and Shaq, and then Iverson decided he was going to foul Shaq. So he went to try to hack Shaq. Shaq was going up for a dunk. He said Shaq carried him in the air and still dunked. And then when they came down and he hit the ground, he said, Kobe goes, yo, bro, what's wrong with you? Are you trying to die?
Exactly.
You can't stop that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you got physical specimens like that. Like, even like regular men can't deal with these. Regular men can't deal with them NBA dudes. Ain't no women can't. Like, I don't care how much they train or whatever. Like, they not gonna be able to, because if they get too bulky, they're gonna be slow.
Yeah. Or if you put them on some roids.
That's gonna be all wrong.
I know. It's already.
Yeah, that ain't go. Yeah,
this is like what happened. But yeah, this dude that was his theory. He was saying that if ever there's gonna be a circumstance, you can't just pull a woman that's playing with women and try to throw her.
I agree, but I'm telling you, even if you can have because men are just built different, and them men is like the top of the top. Them is like, you know what I'm saying?
Physical.
It's not gonna. It's not gonna work. And athletes is naturally aggressive because this would have happened, like, right? I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. Say a girl in the NBA, right? She doing her thing. The score get close. Man, they gonna start fucking that girl up. Because athletes don't like to lose because they do that to men. So when they start playing physical, start getting physical. That's all that mean. When they say these getting physical, they mean they fucking each other up. That's all that means.
The thing about it too, once it gets heated like that, you got to pull the weaker players out that are gonna get dominated.
But that shit is, come on, what kind of shit is that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, because
just lead them with just leave women with just if they allow the WNBA to naturally grow like is gonna grow, they'll get there. Yeah, they'll get there. Like it's just gonna take time.
And that's one thing I give to my youngest daughter's mother. She's an athlete and she supports athleticism, and she actually makes sure my daughter gets to go to WNBA games and
that's dope. I think more women should be doing that, and that's what WNBA women need to focus on. Yeah. Y'all need to focus on them feminist groups and all that shit. Get them women in y'all games. Like, use that shit to y'all advantage.
Those women need to start worrying more about these athletes that are grinding on the court every day and building these platforms than these desperate housewife bitches that they give all this.
Yeah, this shit. Yeah, they give all. Because if you ask them feminine, they don't even know who play in the WNBA, but they want to fight for their money. Like, you can't. You just want people to just have money because they doing shit. Like, that shit don't. That's not equal. Yeah. The men had to build to this amount of money. That's why they making this money. They built to that. Like, they was making no money 40 years ago. They wasn't making no money.
No money. Not no real money.
Yeah, is that right? You know what I'm saying? They was making the same kind of money the girls making now. Y'all just got to build to it.
Probably less.
Right. Y'all just got to build to it. Like, it is what it is.
But yeah, that's one of the things we always talk about too is some of some of my feminazi friends. They don't want equal. They want better. They don't.
Yeah, they want more. They want everything.
Yeah. And I try to tell them, I said, you got to come up with a better argument. And then in the end, what winds up happening is like, men need to do more. I said, well, we're the ones fighting for women.
We're doing everything. What are you talking about?
We are. Like, I was like, I would always be on the side of fighting for women on every occasion. But I said, I need to be fighting for something that's worth fighting for. It's
and
not.
We use less resources too. The women use way more resources. They the ones getting all the shit. We don't get nothing.
No.
Y'all get on what? That's why I don't understand what rights y'all fighting for. Y'all got more rights than we got. We don't get shit.
But you know what it is.
If you a poor single man, you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting no food stamps. You ain't getting shit. You just gonna be out here starving and die in the street.
Here's what one person pointed out: if you're a man that can't have kids you can't afford, you go to jail. If you're a woman that have kids that can't afford, you get public assistance. And
which is
man
everything.
that you had gets taxed for you getting that public assistance.
That's what I'm saying. We're right, y'all. I wish I could do that.
You know, shit.
But they gotta go to work.
We pay enough taxes. We should have more benefits. So
and another thing that nobody be talking about too, we need to talk about. Since y'all want to fight for rights and stuff like that, y'all need to fight for rights in these factories to work just as hard as the men. That's another thing nobody want to talk about. It's a lot of women getting jobs in these factories and they ain't doing nothing.
But they're working in administrative jobs, not on the line.
But even if they in the line, they getting as soon as they get there, they getting the easiest jobs. Like shit, niggas gotta wait 30 years to get. They getting it day one type shit. Like, nobody wants to talk about that shit.
Y'all been moved out of the factory world since 96.
Yeah, when you was working there, probably was barely no women in there. Like now it's starting to be more.
No, there was women, but they had certain areas. I was working in a corrugation factory, and then we had a couple of women machine operators. Most of the shit were like forklift driver, it was usually dudes. Yeah. Loading trucks was usually dudes. Truck driver usually dudes. Most of the machine
hard shit. Yeah. All the hard shit is gonna be dudes.
We had one lady. I gotta hit her daughter up and holler at her. This lady Kathy I used to work. Her son too. Her son actually did music with Smokey Low. He's a producer. The lady I work with, she passed away from cancer. And she was my road dog, man. I used to love working. We spent hours working together. She was a sweetheart. I loved her to death, man. So one day I want to portray that. Yo, for Kathy's son's Quest, and her daughter went to school with me. So both of y'all, you know, much love, miss your mom. God bless you. You know, her loss is felt by everybody.
Word.
Not as much as her seed, but I feel you. I wish I didn't know that pain, but yeah, the pain of losing a parent it sucks, but it's inevitable in life, though. It's supposed to be that way. A parent shouldn't have to bury their child.
Yeah, me and my mom talk about that shit all the time. It's more sad when the kids die before the parents. Like your parents gotta go before you. That's just the natural way of life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One of my cousins, he told me the best advice, and he was my mom's cousin, Johnny Craig. And we were sitting there dealing with, you know, the loss of my mom. And I was telling him, I was like, I just thought I lost her too soon. I wasn't ready. And he was like, that's the son's selfishness. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, Mommy was there. She brought you on this earth. She was there when you took your first breath. Her whole life was keeping you alive. She shouldn't have to see you die.
Right. That's facts. That's facts.
Son,
it's only really sad you miss your parents, but it's really sad if you go before them. You ain't supposed to go before them.
It's unnatural.
You know what I'm saying? It's unnatural.
Yeah, and it's weird because my mom died young. Like she was younger than me when she passed, so we could have had some years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And even I think my friend Kathy, she died way young. She was still young when she passed.
Yeah.
And it's just hard when they leave you that young.
Yeah, that young.
Years.
Yeah.
You know? And then me and Pops talked about it a lot. He talked about some of the past stuff, and he was telling me, you know, he said your mom was a certain type of individual, and he was like, you know, and I told him, I let him know we had a lot of deep conversations, me and her, before she passed, years before she passed. I was like, any problems y'all thought y'all had, that shit was gone and forgiven. Don't hurt, don't suffer for it, don't nothing. I said she loved you as a person. She realized that one of the best things she told me, one of the best things that came out of the situation was me. She was like, I did some mistakes when I was younger. He did some mistakes when he was younger. I did a lot of stuff.
Kids, man.
It was little kids, pretty much.
Yeah, they was kids, like 15, children for real, like kids. Like, yeah.
And that's why I told him, don't stress. And he said he understand, but he said a lot of people use youth as an excuse. You still know a little better when you're young, but you just choose not to act otherwise. You know better.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're young, you just don't have the wisdom to have the self-control to act other than your tendencies, I guess. This isn't what he said. This is my assumption.
Oh, I was about to say, I know
he ain't say no shit like that.
Yeah, I was about to do that. He just had a baby not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like.
But no, that nigga, he gotta be like 13 now.
Is he?
12, 13. He gotta be up there at least 12, 13.
Probably 12. Yeah. Because he older than my son. My son 11.
Yeah.
Man, that's still like the other day to me.
Yeah, you right.
Pops, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I said I was gonna take myself to the shop and get neutered so I don't slip another kid onto this planet.
Yeah.
Because I definitely at 49 years old, I ain't done fucking. So
I ain't having no more kids, man. That shit is out the window.
If you fucking, it can happen. You got to be careful, man.
I just gotta know. You gotta protect yourself, man. You gotta know.
Spiggity strap, man. They be draking niggas.
And then you gotta be you be messing with them chicks that be still wanting kids. I don't.
But for the most part, I'm going after people's mamas now. So if you got a muumuu wearing grandma that got them cakes, she's in danger.
Yeah,
if my age is off the line.
I don't want nothing to do with no women that still want kids. Like, I'm cool.
It's hard because what happens, you definitely got to go for older women, and because younger women, they change their mind.
I don't want nothing to do with them young chicks. I'm cool. Like, I'm straight. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You better already have your own kids because I'm cool.
Even with their own kids, I'm warning you, man. These people, some of these women have unhealthy relationships with their children.
Yeah, but I'm talking about your own kids that you raise, not the ones that you beefing with. You yelling at and all that shit.
I'm talking about kids that's grown and raised. There's women that enable their sons to be idiots. There's women that enable their daughters to be idiots. There's women that are on a point that are good. Those are the ones you got to really hold on to. They're on point. They're responsible individuals. But there's some people that enable their kids to be douchebags.
Oh, shit. That's on them and their kids. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
But you want to get locked and fall in love with a hoe that's doing that.
Why? What difference do it make? Because if her kids I don't care if I love you or not. You get out of if you look, I don't care if I love you or not. If you get too out of pocket, you out of there too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
I ain't got no kids from you or nothing, so it ain't like no big deal.
See, that's one of the things. Like, I do say that, like, when you have, if you got a like-minded person, even if the relationship didn't work out, co-parenting won't be as hard if you're like-minded and you guys actually, because you think about it, there's this little motherfucker that came from both of y'all loins that y'all both will kill a nigga over.
Right.
So y'all, it's easier to co-parent.
Ain't no reason to beef.
Yeah, no reason to beef.
Right.
I can't even tell you my ex-wife, we have not beefed like and ever. I mean, she's a woman, so she annoys me sometimes. Mm-hmm. but she doesn't really annoy me even to the point where I get mad at her. It's just like she'll just have ideology and I'll be like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? But then she'll come back. She's learned over years to talk better shit than me. So she'll come back and shut me down. I'll just can do nothing but laugh. And even my daughter's mom's not difficult to deal with. My youngest daughter, she's not difficult to deal with. We don't always agree on most shit. I might even have her jump in on the pod so we can have some estrogen.
That's cool with me.
Yo, it matters because I got a couple different females that are strong-minded that might want to come on, and it'll be an interesting conversation. We'll definitely
bring them all up.
We'll pick the topics we're gonna talk about and try to stay on script. Not on script, but stay on topic. Mm-hmm. Some of them may have some weird ass ideology, and I find out the one thing I do find, most of my friends with weird ideology, it's not is based 100% off of how they feel about a situation. Once you start bringing
facts behind it,
they start insulting. That's stupid. That's dumb. I try to warn
them. It's the truth. I'll be like, it's the truth.
I'll try to warn them before they come. Do your homework. We'll give you the lines. Don't do that field shit.
They can do whatever they want to do. Let them do it.
They can do it.
Yeah, say what you feel, man. That's what the podcast is for. Yeah, that's what it's. Say what you feel. It's all good.
Man, I had this one debate with this one young lady. It was on that you probably would have sided with her a little bit on this one. We was talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then she was saying that the fact that he had a gun was inviting violence. And I said, that's like saying a woman that wore a miniskirt invited SA. If he was
I ain't gonna say the fact that he had it. I'm saying, why was he there?
That's the only problem I have because
that's the main fucking problem.
It can't be a problem because he had a right to be there. There was nothing saying he couldn't. Legally, he had the right to be there.
That's what I'm saying. That's that white boy talk though. Why was you there, nigga, in real life though? Without all the without the technicalities, right? Without all the legal jargon, right? Just real life shit. Why was he there?
Without the legal jargon. Jargon. The dude was there all day cleaning up graffiti, doing other shit, did first aid to people. As soon as those lights went down and it got dark, he should have been out. He shouldn't have been there. Even if he was there to do it, he was there doing some public service.
He was on some vigilante shit.
And not really. The people who were vigilantes were the niggas that came after him afterwards. Because they thought he shot an innocent
one of them niggas, man. Hell no.
Watch the whole thing.
I gotta do. All right.
You gotta do.
We gotta have a. Listen. Next week, right? We gotta have next week is gonna be the Kyle Rittenhouse episode. I'm about to do my research on this shit. Like I'm gonna go do my due diligence and we gonna get to this. You're
gonna be surprised. I promise.
I'm not though. I'm not gonna be surprised because I know I see this one thing with me, son. This one thing, the difference between me and you've been on one side of the law, I've been on the other side. So I know how they be. I know how, I don't give a fuck what that paperwork be saying. I know how to read between the lines sometimes.
That night there were plenty of brothers out there open carrying. It's open carry state.
I'm not talking about the gun shit. I don't got no issue with him having a gun. I don't got no issue with him having it because mad people got guns. It's America. Like I ain't got no issues with him having a gun. I got
the picture they painted with us like he was standing at a business with his AR-15 protecting it, and that's not what happened.
No, I don't know. Why did you shoot six? Did all six of them people have guns on them?
Several of them were attacked. Everybody he shot either was one attacking him or had hands on
have a scar on that nigga. And niggas always say that shit. That's what I'm saying. That paperwork shit.
It's all on camera. They even got you have the benefit.
Oh, so you seen it?
So the whole thing. They even have helicopters that were like had aerial footage. They didn't even release it till late in the game because for some reason, the FBI had aerial footage of it. Mm-hmm. Everybody he shot was doing something to him. And only one person that didn't get shot was a brother that drop kicked him that made him go to the ground. But the brother said, I'm not fighting with the white boy with the AR-15 and ran. They call him drop kick man in court. Because he drop kicked this nigga.
Nah, I gotta go see. I can't. That's why I can't. Bro. Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta go watch the whole shit. That's why I said next week we're gonna have a Kyle Rittenhouse episode.
And it'll be good too, because maybe I'll do me and my youngest daughter's mom. We had a conversation about it, and she wasn't feeling it. But her thing was she was just feeling that he shouldn't have been out there with the gun. I was like, well, you know what? My son would not have been. If he was out there, if he wanted to go during the day, he better be strapped up if he was legally allowed to carry, which he was. They try to act like it was a loophole. He didn't get hit with the gun. Long arms in most states, you under 18, you can carry. Some of them from the age of 15 to 16, you can carry. 18 and up, you can carry long arms.
Yeah, I know he was. My issue ain't got shit to do with him carrying no gun. Fuck you doing it?
He got away with some shit that he wouldn't have got.
Get the fuck. Yeah, get out of here. Like I said, I know how they be worded shit. Like I just know how they be worded.
It's some good shit. I'll try to, if I find any of the shit I know Pop sent me some stuff because Pop's even switched his opinion once he read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go read it. But me and Pops be disagreeing on shit too.
But then Pop still went back to the that nigga was a part of some white supremacist group. I said, but there's no evidence to say he was part of that, Pops.
My nigga. Wasn't he connected to some white supremacist group?
Not at all.
See, that's why I need to go. I need to do my due diligence.
They said it. They said that he was because there's a picture of him with some Proud Boys, and Proud Boys aren't even white supremacists.
But I seen some shit about him tweeting some crazy shit too.
Probably when he was younger, maybe.
What
I don't know.
Mean? Like,
I didn't see no.
I don't be them niggas no pass when they be doing that shit. Like Eminem, I still think Eminem racist, nigga.
I don't believe that racist because he ain't do nothing for white people. He only helped black people when he went with their career.
He ain't do nothing for nobody, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, they'd be like, he helped 50. No, he did. 50 helped him. 50 was the hottest shit on the street at the time when he signed to Eminem. 50 could have signed with anybody. Like,
but 50 also has some of the hottest cats that was the popular in the game trying to blackball him and shut his shit down.
That was before though. When he went, look, he got when he came out in 1999, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got shot. That's when he got shot because he had a deal with Columbia. He got shot in the same. Yeah. He got shot in the same because his first deal he had a song with Beyonce.
Oh wow!
And his first deal, look,
I know he had one with J-Lo that they shut down.
Yep, he got shot in 99, right? When he got shot, that's when they started blackballing. So he went back to the drawing board and then he came back around like 2001, 2002. When he came back with the mixtape shit, he was the hottest nigga on the streets. Like you couldn't even blackball him. So before Eminem signed him, he could have signed with anybody. Like for real.
Yayo said the craziest story. He was talking about like every time someone came out with a diss for 50, 50 was like, yo, for real. He said, Nick, why you happy? They talk.
They give him something to rap about.
He said he was happy with every diss.
Mm-hmm.
He was on demon time. He didn't give a fuck. He said, you pass me the alley-oop, I'ma dunk it.
It makes sense to me in his promotion at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they couldn't blackball that nigga, but he definitely Eminem ain't really. I don't care what nobody say. I still think, nigga, you don't make no whole song dissing, especially you dissing black women specifically. Like,
oh wow,
you never heard it, huh?
Probably not. I don't think I did.
Yeah, go listen to it. Go Google Eminem racist song. Like Eminem I still think Eminem on that shit. I don't care what nobody. I don't care. Like I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how many rappers they get to stand in front of that shit and say, "Oh, I don't care nothing about none of that shit." Bro. You know, you don't get cured from being racist in my eyes. Like,
well,
that shit don't get cured.
That's another theory I got on the racism shit. Right?
What's that?
In the situation, even here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a white race till about the 1800s. Europeans were killing each other left and right. They hated each other equally. They murdered each other and essayed each other and destroyed each other's community and enslaved each other.
Mm-hmm.
The race of white folks kind of started here with the slavery shit too.
Nope.
UK too, but here with the slavery.
them niggas was stealing from Africans way before they came over here. The conquistadors.
It wasn't a white race back then.
But that's where the race shit came from when they started going into Africa. That's when the race shit came. The conquistadors and them was already in. They was already over there trying to steal shit from them niggas.
Well, I know even with the UK cats, they still was beefing. They actually even was at war with each other to decide how to split Africa up. To be who's going to control what area. Like the dude that was cutting, like he killed like 25-30 million Africans for the leather thing, the king of like France. 25-30 million. Hugest human, what do you call it? Human rights violation in the history of the world. And he's not even second fiddle to Adolf. Not even second fiddle. He killed quadruple the people and kept it going for a minute.
It's a bunch of that shit they keep under wraps.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people you do definitely have to learn history, and you got to bring your history. I said, but the only thing, as I tell them, you can't always lean on history all the time. You got to lean on logical absorption of history and articulating it correctly in order to prove your fact. If you just go and say, history says they're all fucked up, so they're fucked up. Yeah, but you got that knowledge. Use that, and if you can translate it into modern behavior or psyche, you can. And that's what I told
they still be doing the same shit they always did. It's just different.
Here in the United States, you literally got generations of people who were taught they were better than other people just because of the color of their skin. Complete lie and fabrication. Now they're generationally taught that shit by multiple family members Like they taught it to their kids, and these kids. So you got generation of people who are like just dumb. They think that they and in every other aspect is proving them wrong. And then when they get the shit in their face,
all right, but what's worse? What's worse, right? This is the trick bag now. This is the trick question. What's worse? A white person thinking they better than a black person, or a black person thinking they better than another black person for no apparent reason?
Oh shit! I don't think any person thinking it better than another person is shit.
It's kind of weird. Like, all right, this what I would say. Like, say like if me and my whole family pick up and we move to Haiti, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just pick up and move to Haiti. It's like 1,000 of us in my family, right? And we just pick up and move to Haiti. We get there, we make our own town, right? We get there, and then we get there and we just stick our nose up, say, fuck these Haitians, these motherfuckers here. They lazy than a motherfucker, man. Steal up all they read, let the government come and help us. We steal all their resources and then say, man, y'all niggas shitty over here, man. Get out of here.
That's what they saying happened in Liberia.
What you mean? Oh, the niggas came over there with their nose in the air.
Over there. Yeah, in Liberia, and that's why they've been on it.
Is that true?
We gotta read into the history a little more, but it's kind of
we don't. But is it? But I'm saying, is it really true? Like, even if I don't know, like that's what they say. But I've never seen. This is the thing, right? When Africans come here, do we treat them like they less than us?
For the most part, nah.
Ain't even for the most part, not even a little bit. How we eat their food, we fuck with them. We fuck with everybody.
Well, I mean, now when I was a little kid, we had a couple of African immigrants, and they used to always call them African booty scratchers and make fun of them.
That's some childish shit that kids do.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm talking about as an adult. Like, all right, when you got, by the time you got to the 6th grade, was niggas beating on Africans talking about?
Hell nah,
exactly. That's some kid shit. That don't count. Kids make fun of you because you got anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your ears a little too big. Niggas, kids will make fun of you, call you poopy head or some weird shit.
Kids are like horrible.
Yeah, that's kids. Like, that don't count. Like, but that's what I'm saying. But see, that's the thing. People say that. I've never heard nobody call nobody no African booty scratcher ever in life, man.
Yeah, and this was in the 80s, early 80s. So we was just coming off.
That's a whole nother generation.
Yeah. Jim Crow was a hop, skip, and a jump in the bag.
It was all kind of niggas in my class. We ain't never called nobody no African booty scratcher, right? So anyway, right. So when we get older, we don't be treating them niggas funny. So why I don't understand the bias towards us. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I just be confused. I really want to, when this podcast gets some motion for real, I really want to get a African up here and ask them what the fuck is the problem for real.
Well, you know what? I don't know an African that feels that way.
It's a lot of niggas. They ain't gonna tell you to your face. That's why.
But we could grab.
They all feel that way. They ain't gonna tell you to your face. Go on Twitter. You got a Twitter?
Yeah.
You know how they got spaces?
Mm-hmm.
Go up there and look for a room. It'd be Nigerians up there talking shit about Americans every day. They be up there on that shit. I'm telling you, you'll see. Start recording that shit. You'll see. For real, like that shit is crazy. Is crazy. Like
I was really close to removing Twitch and putting Twitter up, but then I thought about it. We at least got 1 or 2 consistent Twitch viewers that come in.
Nah, keep Twitch up there. Twitch is shit. Yeah. Twitch.
That's
you
why
have to leave it how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or just upgrade it and be able to put another platform on it. But once we get a little bigger, I'll upgrade.
Yeah, when we get some motion, like get some motion. But we can start getting some motion. I'm gonna start. You feel what I'm saying? It might be a nigga we don't gotta know. It could be a nigga in the comment section that's a Nigerian nigga that feel like I want to know what's the issue though. Because we don't got no issue towards no Africans. They can say all motherfuckers call me African booty scratcher. All right, so how come how come all you niggas got some kind of weird ass word for us and we don't got no kind of word for y'all? Like what? Y'all keep trying to hold on to this African. I've never heard nobody call nobody that. And I'm 42 years old.
Oh, fight. Much love. Thank you for the view, my geek. I never had no, and plus I wasn't raised I wasn't raised that way. My grandfather always pushed in me. We always thought my grandma was biracial, and she wasn't. She was just the offspring of two high yellow niggas. So she looked biracial.
Right.
And then even her dad wasn't even that high yellow. The genome is ridiculous. Did I show you the pictures? I saw my grandfather, my great grandfather for the first time. I never lay eyes on either of those gentlemen. Yo, King Wolfie, is this King Wolfie from Mimi? Yo, there's another Wolfie that we had. He was a cool ass dude. I would have brought him up in here. He was one of Braxton's boys. But yeah, he kind of MIA. He was in my Discord, but for Discord, for some reason, motherfuckers be just leaving it.
That shit is complicated. I can't even get jiggy with that shit.
I'll show you, man. It's not that complicated.
I gotta get on the PC. I'll be looking at it from the phone.
Or if you use it from your Mac on your MacBook Pro, it's still fine. It's just a little harder to deal with. But I had a lot of cats that come in, and I got one homegirl. She decided to start her own Discord. Could you help me set it up? I was like, girl, I'm still struggling to build my Discord. What do you need help with? She been in my Discord for 2 years, never talked, never came to a voice chat, never did nothing. I said, I got you, but yo, what you need help with? I was like, I'll put some memes in. I'll be more active in yours than you was ever in mine.
She probably don't know how to work it. Like, maybe
she don't, but a lot of people do that to me all the time. They'll not support you in the endeavor, but then decide to take your endeavor up and want you to 100% support them. And that happened to me a lot on a lot of platforms.
Shit, I gotta turn that shit off.
Oh, what was that?
FaceTime. Somebody just called.
Okay. Yeah, my shit's on mute. My FaceTime. I missed one. But yeah, and I don't take it personal because I figured you're doing your own thing. You just learned about it. But you know that I've been working on it. So you figure, oh, you've worked hard. Help me build mine, even though I haven't helped you with yours. That
don't make no sense. Like, that don't. Like, I'm trying to build. Like, I ain't even know where. Like, if I had some motion, I could probably. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, even if I got motion, I ain't helping near not a one of them niggas.
I'm saying, me personally, like, say if I don't know somebody, right? Say, and I see they a new channel trying to build, and I got some motion. I look out for you because ain't nobody look out for me. Ain't nobody. You feel what I'm saying? So when I get some motion, I look out for people.
But these motherfuckers that was like. Skate, like I literally had a young lady tell me she stopped coming to my stream because there was another chick in here who wasn't me that she didn't like, and she stopped.
I don't got nothing to do with that. Like what? Like you want some goofy? You want some goofy shit? I'm in here trying to build a community. I ain't in here trying to. You feel what I'm saying? Trying to build a community, man.
For real. And I tried to tell her. I said, "Listen, I never did that to you." I said, "You," and she was a fair weather streamer, barely ever performed, barely ever streamed. Kept deleting accounts, restarting accounts. That's why I get annoyed with people who delete their social media repetitively and just start doing. Stop doing that.
Stop sending me a request for now. I got like 15 different pages, and it's you. Like, what the
just
fuck?
to let y'all motherfuckers know, if you a habitual social media deleter, I'm not following you back now. I'm decreeing it today. I'm not unless you had a abusive wife or husband.
Somebody hacked your shit or some shit. That's different.
That I understand, but there's people that habitually delete shit.
All the time?
And I just never understood it.
Stop clicking on them links, man. That's just them Nigerian niggas hacking your shit, man.
And they're gonna send everybody an advertisement for ball whitening cream and shit.
Yeah, like or some Bitcoin scammery, bank account fraudery. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
I come fight you. Oh, is that? Oh, that's the same one. I think that might be what's his name? What's his name? I'm sorry, I clicked it. Freaking, that might be shit like Captain. He used to be Captain. Captain say a little crazy shit like that sometimes. The Captain used to be in my Discord too, hang out. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he ain't there no more. But that's what helps me. Like I used to chill on my Discord, play movies, do things for people, not play copyrighted movie, just YouTube shit and different shit. And we would talk and discuss shit. And we had a group of people that would come, and then we also had people that would never come. But then they would hit me up to have all the people I'm talking with and hanging with support their stream. I was like, they don't know you. Why don't you come in and talk to the community? I can't make people come to your shit.
Right. That shit is hard. People don't, man. Listen, man. Like I said, I've been watching YouTube and all this internet shit for so long. I know it take a long time to build like a community. It take years. It don't that shit don't take you only certain unless somebody that's already got motion
on something else
helped you out. No, they helped you out. Like say you a brand new YouTuber, but somebody else that's on like put you on like you might get 1,000, 2,000 subscribers real quick. That somebody helped you, but if you just trying to do that shit from the ground, it's gonna take time.
Even 1,000, 2,000 subscribers will get you to a certain point. Most of those people that even put you on, those people are loyal to that person they're viewing. They may be some that follow you and stay with you. That doesn't mean they're gonna continue and be loyal viewers to you. They're already loyal to the person that put you on.
It's better to build your own shit. No matter how long that shit takes, just build your own shit. Like
and not saying it doesn't not downplaying what you were saying. And someone shouts you out, some of them people may become your loyal viewers because you locked them in. You were so charismatic, you were so entertaining, and they decided to stay, but it's not guaranteed.
But if you notice, most of the channels that blow up, that's how not blow up, but that's how they get a little motion quicker from somebody else helping them. It's not like from the ground. You ain't just starting from square one and just having an audience, unless you're a celebrity or some shit.
Well. Like I seen them like grinding like that. Like my homegirl, the J Show, she started grinding. She didn't even she was popular on the streaming apps. We were unpopular on mobile streaming apps. And with the mobile streaming apps, didn't understand that the mobile streaming app universe and the actual internet universe is two different things. You can be ridiculously popular on a mobile streaming app and no one knows who the fuck you are in the rest of the world.
Because that's where them undercover weirdos be at on them apps.
She was popular on a mobile streaming app. We all have featured spots on these mobile streaming apps. She went to her YouTube. She didn't take nobody with her. She wanted none of the mobile streaming app bullshit. She built it from the ground up. She said the first time she had her video that hit, that's what kind of gave her, oh, this one hit. What about it made it hit? Blah, blah, blah. And then she tried to recreate the magic. She said it didn't happen right away, but it was a gradual growth.
I'm telling you.
It was a gradual growth.
Like even my channel, right? My channel, I just got probably like 600 and 620 or some shit right now. But like sometime I'll drop a video, I might get 1,000 views here, there, 800, 700. But then one day I'll drop and it'll be 10,000. Like my last video I dropped is like, I think it's at like 12, I think. I'm counting like 12,000, some shit like that. It just takes time. You know what I'm saying? But once I'm almost monetized, once I just need 300 and something more subscribers, I'm monetized.
And keep that shit going. Because when I met her, she only had 700 followers on YouTube. 700, that's it. And she grew that shit. Now she got multiple accounts with thousands of followers. Her biggest account got 100,000 or something on it.
Yeah.
But she even said, she like, people say, who hooked you up? She's like, no one. This account, I had a couple of videos that just Bangville hard and it wound up growing the following. Now she said one of the things that do suck a little bit, let's say you do, because you do reaction videos, sometimes you'll do a video and the artist or the company that owns the rights to it will take all the money.
That's why I don't fuck with that music shit on YouTube. I don't fuck with it.
He said, but the videos are viral and you're still growing. So even though you're not getting no money from it, it'd be dumb to delete it because
you don't delete it. You should still building your audience. You don't. The hell no.
Some people
you only could delete it. Like say if you already got a big channel and you found say you might as well clip it while it's before it grows. That's the thing.
Old girl that wound up having to delete her Drake interview. Now she could piecemeal it outside of that Tyga song, and she could still post that up as content.
Yeah.
But she had to rip that bone joint down. And people were saying, it's because she was messing with... No, she wasn't messing with Drake. It copyrighted her shit.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's why I stay away from that music, man, because it really don't... It might not be... It's not the artist. It's the record label.
Or whoever owns the rights to that song. Like the movies...
really be the record labels doing that, for real. Like, when you be doing that shit, because if you know, you can see that shit. When you get the copyright straight, you go look at. I bet it's the record labels. That's who's doing it because you know the record label got a relationship with YouTube. Because YouTube got its own streaming service for music.
Yeah, YouTube Music.
So they got a relationship with them niggas. So it'd be the record labels getting you. That's who it is. Because the artist probably don't. It's better for the artist. You bringing more views to them.
Well, there are artists, like if I go to my Spotify, I have a non-copyright channel. There are artists that have songs that are copyright. They have a copyright to it, but they gave freedom to this non-copyright channel to use their music so it gets to more people.
It's a promotion, yeah. But the major artists where you definitely getting clipped. Like try to react to a Drake video or some shit. But then YouTube so goofy, it be some people getting away with the shit. Like,
now here's what you gotta do. What you gotta do is find out the major publishing companies if you got the bag to do it and just pay their yearly fee. You could play whatever the fuck you want. And if it does get copyright, you could nah, nigga, I got.
That's after you get there. You gotta already be. You feel what I'm saying? But when you just trying to build,
it's gonna be probably at least about a good 20 grand, 10, 20 grand.
That's a lot of money. You know
yeah. But if you making real money, it's
that's what I'm saying. If you making it, but if you just starting out, you ain't making that money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then you got to be careful because if you fuck around and play one motherfucker that's not on that list.
That's why I don't fuck with the music shit. Like I just say, and I know in it's certain even content creators, I know what shit to stay away from. Cause them niggas that get you too, cause they got I forgot what's the Quarter Lab. I think that's the name of one of them companies that you get a deal with, and they check for that for people using your content. They'd be copyrighting people. I think that's who Kevin Samuels worked with and all that shit too. You gotta use this shit, your shit getting copyright.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's fresh and fit.
They work with them too?
I think so. Probably Quarter Lab too.
Shit, our stuff didn't get hit. The Fresh and Fit, the one Fresh and Fit video we did, that didn't get hit.
It didn't get a strike, but it got a claim.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Damn.
It didn't get a strike though. See, that's the thing. You might not get a strike, but you'll get a copyright claim. But that shit don't mean shit to us now because we ain't making no money off it.
Now the video go viral, they're gonna be like,
no, they get the money. It's all they already got the claim.
Oh, so
if you going through your YouTube studio, you'll be able to see it, look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one time, shit, that one video, I actually might have deleted it. Hopefully I didn't. It didn't have nothing on YouTube, but we played the Dave Chappelle skits. And
I definitely deleted that. That shit got a claim too. It wasn't a strike, it was a claim though.
Yeah. I think I deleted this shit too.
Yeah, I deleted that shit. That's why there's certain shit you can't fuck with like that. Anything that's like super mainstream, they be on that shit. Like, you know, YouTube got relationships with these people because they show movies too. So they got, you feel what I'm saying? They got relationships with these people. Like,
yeah, for real. But other than the whole rigmarole with the political shit with the with content creation, for the most part, I think that there's certain content that you can put out, which I'm trying to do more of that. That's just got nothing. There's nothing they can say. It's just 100% original content, 100% coming from us. They won't ever be able to say any fucking thing. The only other thing I wanted to do is also wanted to put out our family's music. So I don't know which one. I don't think it was Mark or Sean's music, but I actually got pause on Facebook. So Bragg said he was gonna look and make sure it wasn't his.
Yeah, my YouTube shit went. We didn't get nothing up there.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, I got one hit and they muted it. You may have copyrighted music.
I don't really fuck with Facebook like that.
Yeah.
They too petty. I already got to deal with enough with YouTube, but Facebook be on some bullshit.
They come back with shit from years ago. Like I've had shit on my Instagram. I posted 5 years ago. They got a copyright claim.
Yeah, they weird. They weird. Like
5 years ago, dog. Really?
I'm cool. That's why I just I just fuck with YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like for real, to be honest with you, I feel like these companies know when you be streaming on more than one thing and they be showing bias towards that kind of shit. I think that. I could be tripping, but some of these companies is rivaling each other. So I know that, you feel what I'm saying?
I know the weight of, like, I've had petty ass platforms that were small platforms, And that's why that we're like getting mad if I mention in my profile anything about any other platform. They would like delete my post and do all this other shit.
That's the thing with YouTube. They ain't really like that because it's owned by Google. YouTube ain't really like that.
What pissed me off with those platforms was like, yo, you like high school. These niggas is Major League and I'm not making no money. Why is you doing that? And you can make money on their platform immediately if you play the game right. That's the only difference on these smaller platforms.
Small ass platform. It's a waste of time though. You build up your shit. The company not gonna be there long.
Nah. Well, one of the companies has a good racket. What they do is they buy out all their competition, the smaller mobile apps. Yeah. So they've been around for a minute, but I don't see how that's sustainable.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going for the. I just want to. I don't even see me. I don't need 1 million niggas, man.
No.
Give me 10, 20,000 loyal. You find saying people, and I'm good.
10, 20,000 shit. 500, 600, 700 loyal cats. That's with you every day.
Yeah, that too, for real.
That would be a.
I'm talking about subscribers, but as far as viewers, we can get shit. We get 200 motherfuckers in here every day. That's good money to me.
You know what I'm saying?
100, 200 people in here. That's motion.
You got solid people actually watching and actually feeling the content that you're putting out, and that means 1 million.
Yeah, that's what it's about for real. That's motion, and like I said, start bringing people up, like letting them voice their opinion on the shit too. Like,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Is at least you can see them in a bad channel. You got to show your face though.
See, and that's one of the things that I try to explain to cats too. I was like, yo, we could do it, but you got to come and put your face on.
You got to put your face on it.
You can't
just doing that scary shit because this is the thing too. This is the thing I hate. Because I understand it because you know I'm an introvert too, but I'm kind of an outside introvert. I go outside.
Extroverted introvert.
Right, but some of these people, because they real heavy in the internet, they super introverted, so they don't want to show their face. But a lot of that shit is they want to be able to say slick shit without showing your face, man. Show your face, man, behind that shit you say. Because you can't be, you feel what I'm saying? You can't say a bunch of crazy shit because you ain't showing your face. Yeah, like, you gotta stand on that, like show your face.
And that's one of the things that I think that is fucking up with the media today, because they're producing content and letting people be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Anonymous. Yeah, for real.
And putting it out like it's real shit. In the past, if you're gonna put out some solid shit, you gotta fucking show your face. You gotta say it with your chest.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of them gossip YouTube channels. A lot of them niggas, they just be a nigga commentating, saying the craziest, grimiest shit he could think of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without putting his face on it. And you know what I was thinking about? This is probably a little off the subject, but you know who be making the most money? Them YouTube channels, them niggas with the that be doing like the gaming movies, like that'll show just like the storyline of the campaign, and they'll do it like a movie. Them niggas making the most money. You know why? Them niggas video will be like 5-6 hours. Some of them should be 11, 15 hours. And motherfuckers be watching the whole shit, and they have millions of views. You know how much watch time that is?
That's a lot. And you know what really gets people? Like if a person's sitting there and they fall asleep, that shit'll still keep playing.
Yeah, hell yeah, they getting that money. They getting that money. Or even for me, I got the premium, right? If I watch your shit, you automatically get like money. I think it's different when people who got the premium watch your shit though. Because they don't get no commercials. So it's like I think it's like worth more if somebody that watch it your channel got the premium.
Yeah, I've been a premium YouTuber for a minute too.
Yeah, me too. I use the YouTube Music. That's what I use.
See, I need to use YouTube Music more. I haven't taken advantage of that. Maybe
you can find more. You can find more shit up there on the YouTube Music. Like, even more like freestyles and shit like that. You can listen to. You feel so you can find more shit to me. You know what I'm saying? You can find more shit up there.
I was talking to somebody on Snapchat, one of the brothers that sent me a freestyle video, and he was talking about how, you know, it's hard to find good lyricists. I was like, they're out there. You just gotta fucking be out there for them.
It's not hard to find. It's mad easy. It ain't like it was like when that mumble rap shit was popping. It ain't like that no more. It's mad like lyricists everywhere.
And it amazes me at how many, like, Well, it's not. He's not the standard for mumble rappers, but that cat, XX Tentacion, that dude was a lyrical.
He wasn't really no mumble rapper.
Yeah, he was. You know what he did too? He said that, and I've watched him in an interview. He said, "Well, if you're gonna be a rapper, you need to learn how to rap. You need to learn how to spit bars. You can't just do the melodic shit." He said you got to be able to be solid and spit bars, and then move yourself into.
That's why I said he wasn't no mumble rapper. That nigga knew how to. That nigga was a rapper. He just was one of them weird niggas that knew how to do the rock and roll shit. Yup, an emo rapper for real. But he could rap though for real.
Yo, and I was amazed. There was a song he did, and I didn't hear it till after he was dead, and it sounded like some New York shit. The way they was fucking going at it, the bars were like phenomenal, and I was like, damn, this kid, they really fucked the world by taking him out. I mean, he did. I mean, he had problems in his life. He had emotional shit he was dealing with, but it seemed like he was on a path towards correcting.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Yeah.
A weird kid doing weird kid shit and just getting in trouble for it. That's why he was a kid though. But you know,
what impressed me,
he got caught out there slipping. The rapper thinking, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny is you can't convince me that wasn't somebody he knew that gave them niggas a heads up.
Nah, I wasn't. I think he was on the internet. I think like on Instagram.
Nah, with his shit, he wasn't even supposed to be at the bike shop. He was supposed to be. He had two situations. He's supposed to pick Little Tail from the airport. Her father canceled the trip. He went last minute to pick up $50K from a bank to bring to the bike shop, and then the motherfuckers was there waiting for him before he even got there.
I don't think it was no set. I think them niggas just ran across that nigga.
And they thought it was gonna be a fucking meal.
Wrong place, wrong time. Yeah, and they, you know,
and they all got life.
Fat boy try to tell. Fat nigga try to tell. They still bust him in the head. Like,
yo, and the problem is that these dudes was all bigger than this kid. If they wanted to beat his ass, take his shit, and shoot his tires,
they just beat him. Yeah, they should have. But he would have definitely fought them niggas.
Oh, he definitely would have. He wasn't no bitch ass nigga. He
would have definitely fought them niggas. And that's probably why they. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they ain't just do that shit. They could have just whooped on them and took it though. For real, they could have.
Honestly, by the time they put the bullets in them, they had everything. That bullet shit was at the last minute. It just didn't make sense.
Young stupid niggas.
It just didn't make sense.
Young niggas hating on that nigga. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And the thing about it too, X's mom is fucking fine.
Yeah, but she young though.
She young too. She about your age though.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. She young. This nigga was a baby. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah. My daughter used to listen to this nigga. That's what I'm saying. He was a baby.
Wow. Yeah.
He was a baby. All his fans was kids, like little kids. Like most of his fans was like my daughter age and them at that time. When he died?
He died in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, so how old my daughter was like 12. Yeah, most of his fans was like 11, 12, 13, 14, like kids.
Yeah. He was born in 98.
Nigga, I was 17. Yeah, 17.
Damn.
I was 17, like when that nigga was born. Like he was born the other day. He was a baby. Like, yeah, he was a baby.
No, what cracks me up, there's so much video footage of this guy's life. He was a wild dude, like a funny dude.
He was a funny dude.
Yeah, and then like one time he was doing a live stream and he had his mom on with him because that kid loved his mom.
His mom's is young. They grew up together. You gotta remember that together. Yeah, they was kids. They grew up together.
But he even said it like he was like, yo, his biggest thing. And before he died, he already had the motion. He had a place he was staying at. He was buying a mansion, a $3 million mansion for his mom and his little brothers and his family to stay in. And then when he died, of course, his mom was able to take it up because his mom was his beneficiary. But I was watching a video where he was on a stream with his mom. He said, "Hey, mom, you want to go viral?" She goes, "What, boy? What you talking about?" He said, "Go ahead, pop a titty out." That boy was bugging. He was funny though. He would say wild shit like that.
Yeah, that nigga was tripping.
He didn't want his mama to pop a titty out. I promise.
He just that's how you know they grew up like brother and sister. Like,
and then they show him like wrestling with his little brothers and his cousins.
He was a kid.
Family, yeah, he was
a kid. That nigga died. He was a baby.
When they said X died, I thought they meant DMX died. I was like, what?
DMX dead too.
He dead now, but yeah, back then he had a couple years left in him.
Yeah. Shit, damn, rest in peace, both X's.
You know what I'm saying?
For real. Like.
And I always listen. Like, there's certain songs that X made, the young X, XXXTentacion, because you heard the story about his name. He said X was the letter he didn't know, and Tentacion was temptation. So his unknown temptation was his name. They said, why is there 3 X's? He said, I don't know. It just seemed appropriate. XXXTentacion. Tentacion. He said it like in Latin. And he was like, I wish they would do like a genetic test, because he said his family supposedly has some Syrian in them, Jamaican, and all this other shit. The Jamaicans got everything. They got Syrian, they got Lebanese, they got all that shit, because it was a slave port. Everybody was rocking it.
That's the whole shit. It's Chinese and the niggas down there, Indian niggas.
And that's why, like, the kid's life was fascinating to me, and I actually really enjoyed learning about him, and I just felt extra sad that he was gone. You know what I'm saying?
He was a baby, man.
He was a youngin', man. He was just learning, and he did so much for people already. In that little bit of time where he corrected his, and he was a dude that was tortured and struggled.
Yeah, he had a fucked up thing too, beating on women and shit like that too. Like he had
his mom.
He had a shady background too,
yeah.
like a little
his
bit.
His mom actually apologized to that girl, the one that was the one that was in that case. She was like, yo, it looks like, you know, she knows her son probably did some crazy shit. She apologized to her, and the girl was like, thank you, because his fans were being relentless.
Yeah, they were saying all kind of shit to the girl. I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, man, every dude.
Now that's why you don't hear about him no more, because most of his fans grew up.
Yeah, grew up, but some of them niggas still spinning his shit though.
Yeah, it be real. Though. You don't really hear about him no more. He almost gone. He almost like just a distant memory for real.
The last one that's left from his class is Trippie Redd, the emo rapping class.
I forgot about Trippie Redd too.
Trippie's still around.
Lil Yachty
too. I forgot about Lil. Yo, I just watched a video of an older video of Lil Yachty. He had an afro. He didn't have all the face tattoos. He was doing his dance. Yo, them little niggas is doing the George Jefferson dance, just a modern version of it. If you really look at it, I said Lil Yachty is doing the George Jefferson.
Yeah, Lil Yachty probably the most popular out of that class. Like that's left. Cause Trippie Redd, I don't never hear about no Trippie Redd.
Well, Trippie Redd's still doing music. He's still,
I'm sure,
popular. His cult following still buys his shit. He's still making money, but he's just not viral on the internet right now. He's kind of just living in his own space.
Most of them dudes, that's what be happening. They just stick to their little core fan base, and that's how they eat. Like,
and they can eat off of the core fans base.
Yeah, you don't need a whole bunch of people, a few thousand, you straight.
They was talking about Tyler Creative people. They still buy his wax. How many of them niggas got a DJ set up? And they still buying this nigga's wax, and his wax ain't cheap.
They collecting that shit. That's all that is.
It is collecting.
Yeah, they just collecting that shit. Yeah, they ain't playing that shit. But you know they still selling turntables, because I see them at my job every now and then. Yeah, people buy turntables off the internet.
I thought about learning how to do like DJ shit, so if I have a family out and I could like just spin records.
That shit probably easy as fuck now.
I want to do the digital.
Yeah, that shit probably easy as fuck now. That digital shit, like
just digital.
Most of them, you probably could just set your shit up. You could probably set it up like where you ain't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to do nothing. You just push a button and it just play all the music how you want it to play. Like.
Only thing you got to do is if you actually live mixing and you hitting like sound samples to hit the crowd to try to move the crowd.
That's it. Where you stop the music and you talk and then you play it again. And shit like that. Yeah.
Niggas.
I'm sure that shit is easy now. Like,
well, I think it still requires some skill set too, because you got to be able to have good timing, hit the shit at the right.
You got to know music. That's probably the main skill set you need to know the shit that people gonna like to dance to. Like,
true that.
That's why D Nice was killing shit over the quarantine.
Yo, you know that they tried to shut him down because of the copyright shit. Drake actually helped him out.
That's how I know it's not the artist, it's the record label. That be copywriting nigga shit. D Nice used to have like 20,000-30,000 people on his Instagram.
Yeah, I seen his lives. I went into a few of them. I was like, yo,
for hours, people in there because everybody stuck in the house.
Yo,
that quarantine shit was strange.
Well, with me, if you got hour-long content and I enjoy your shit, I'll let that shit play, and I'm most likely gonna fall asleep on that shit. If it's something I really want to hear, I gotta go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
But I'm a habitual sleeper on content.
Oh, me too. Sometimes if I fuck with you, I'll go straight to your channel and leave it on there just so you can get the money. Like, you know what I'm
saying? Say.
Yeah, I'll be doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, and the thing about it, you got to respect these people that actually take the time to create the content.
I do. That's what I'm saying. Cause that shit is hard, and I respect the people that blew their channel up that ain't famous. Like, not no rapper. That's why I don't give Joe Budden the credit that everybody gives him, because you kind of got a cheat sheet.
Because he was a famous rapper already.
Yeah, I respect Joe Rogan, even though he was on TV. The podcast, but he wasn't known as no kind of entertainer outside of him being a comedian. He was like a small comedian too.
Like in his podcast, he started when he wasn't famous.
That's what I'm saying.
He was rocking it before then.
He was famous because remember he was doing the UFC shit.
But the podcast was before the UFC contracts too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
At least I figured the podcast was before when he started the podcast. It was before like the fucking TV show he had. He was still on he was on a comic circuit though. He was
Fear Factor. Before Fear Factor.
It was before Fear Factor.
He had a podcast that long? Nah, I couldn't have been before.
Yeah,
Fear
man.
Factor.
It was at
Let
least
me Google how long
before.
Hell no.
But the Joe Rogan Experience isn't his first podcast. He renamed it the Joe Rogan Experience. He did podcasts before that. So look up what was Joe Rogan's first podcast. And I think he was starting to do them either at or the time before Fear Factor or at the time of Fear Factor.
Podcast wasn't out back then.
But I know that he says he's not the one that started. He got his idea from another nigga that is the father of podcasting.
Okay, they're saying 2009.
That was the Rogan Experience?
Yeah. That's the only one I can see. I looked up his podcast. They count. I guess they counting the Joe Rogan Experience, whatever he had it named. They just got under. It was 2009. That's a long time though.
Yeah.
Nigga, I didn't even know podcast was. They even had podcasts in 2009.
But he was already recording them and uploading them to YouTube and wherever else.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Rogan then.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. Like even when my I talked to a young lady that I knew, and they said Joe Rogan is obsolete. He's just trying to maintain relevance. I said, don't pay a dude trying to maintain relevance $100 million to exclusively.
That shit don't even make no sense. Joe Rogan is literally possible. You could, if somebody said, "Yo, Joe Rogan the biggest motherfucker on the internet," you can't even argue with that shit.
Yo, here's one thing that I will bring up to you. I told you this already. You already know this.
Mm-hmm.
Dino from H-Town was dating Joe Rogan's wife and had a baby with him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before she was Joe Rogan's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Dino died very young in a car accident. Him and the lady broke up because Dino was cheating on her. Fucking Joe Rogan adopted that baby girl and raised her as his own.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that's for the rest of y'all motherfuckers. So, they keep trying to make out to be a racist, adopted a black kid.
Joe Rogan ain't fucking racist. How the fuck? Hell no. Like, you better. Anybody saying Joe Rogan is racist never watched his show. Like, there's no way that nigga's racist. No way.
One time, Joe Rogan had this one thing. He was talking about white supremacists. And Joe Rogan was like, yo, if you're so superior, why are black guys so good at everything they do?
Yeah, Joe Rogan just a conspiracy theorist. He just like a...
He had me rolling when he said that.
Yeah, Joe Rogan ain't... There's no way Joe Rogan's racist.
There's no way.
He has any kind of people on his show. Rappers, scientists, conspiracy theorists, wilderness motherfuckers, martial artists, boxers, basket. He don't have any kind of... He had all kind of people up there.
Yeah, I fucking... my thing with Joe Rogan too is like I like how he's a validated contributor to the conversation.
Yeah, he know about everything. He literally knows about everything for real. And I can tell he reads a lot.
A lot, bro.
I can tell.
He references books he read, and he tells you
the best. If you notice, the best podcasts come from niggas that read a lot. Check your shit. Look at the niggas. It's either this is the thing. It's either one or two things. You either read a lot and you a good conversationalist, or you gossipy. Like you just a super guy. You know a bunch of information and you gossipy and shit. Like that's the two keys to it. Like, but to have a good podcast and maintain it for that long, 2009.
And he's had everyone on. He's had everyone from porn stars to nuclear physicists.
Physicists, right. To all, that's what I'm saying. He has. I watch this shit faithfully, like faithfully. I watch, and it be people up there I never heard of, and I don't know who these people are. And I'll watch it, and I'll be like, oh shit, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, like Joe Rogan is extremely liberal. They've painted him out to be this conservative mouthpiece. The only thing conservative about him, he believes in true masculinity.
I don't think he's liberal either. I don't think he's nothing.
He's liberal as fuck. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter.
I just don't think he's nothing.
You think he's middle of the road?
I just don't think he's nothing because he be on both sides. It depends. He like what he like because he fuck with Trump a little bit.
Well, he won't have Trump on his show because he doesn't like Trump. But then someone.
But I'm saying politically, he don't like him personally, but he don't got nothing to do with like he don't got nothing against him politically, like, but he don't fuck with him personally. Like that's why he won't have fun.
That definitely could be the truth.
Yeah, but he's not a. I just think he just is. He likes what he like. He gonna go for what he go for. I wouldn't say he's liberal. I would.
Well, for the most part, they try to paint him out to be this big conservative, and he's not.
Because he's not because
he
don't got no dress on.
This shit.
Yeah, because he don't got no dress on.
Yeah, and he's not agreeing that biological men who feel they're a certain way should be able to just do whatever they want.
But you know why he doesn't agree with that? Because he's an athlete, and he knows that men are physically any real athletes, men that's athletes. They know that women can't even the women athletes know they can't compete with the men.
You seen it? Serena lost to a dude that wasn't even 200 in men's.
That's what I'm saying.
And Andre Agassi got attacked because he said if Serena was on the men's realm, she'd be about in the top 100, maybe.
Yeah, and then they left him alone because she agreed with it. She agreed because it's true. Like, what the fuck be wrong with these people?
And here's the thing with Serena, she is a beast, Mo.
What?
Like I told people too. I said, here's the deal. You got females that are in the UFC. You put my big ass. I'm a strong, big black nigga. If I don't knock that girl out, she will fucking lock me up.
You ain't even gonna knock her out because she gonna do some jujitsu shit. See, now that's you being a regular nigga. But her trying to fight another trained nigga is different. She could beat up all the regular niggas. That girl that's in the UFC. That little tiny $130, she could beat up all the regular niggas. For real. She'll beat up all regular niggas, but she ain't. Unless when it comes to like somebody in her, like, you get caught in the chin, you going night.
One of the things I did see, it was a 130-pound jiu-jitsu girl wrestling with a 200-pound trans woman.
I seen that,
and you see how she was like locking a choke. Stood up so the trans girl couldn't power slam her because the trans girl obviously was stronger than her.
But so the only reason that girl was straight because she trained with men.
Yes.
That was her background. And her training was she usually trained with bigger guys too. Yeah. So that's why but a normal chick in that situation, that dude would have fucked her up. Nope, not dude, but that woman,
that young lady.
Woman,
that young lady would have power slam.
It would have been no, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, but my thing was too is even like jiu-jitsu guys were like, yo, look how she's keeping her off balance. She's standing up. Soon as the girl thinks she's gonna get enough generation, because the girl tried to overpower her. She knew she had no skill. She tried to overpower her, and then she just didn't allow it to happen. and in the end, she would have been choked unconscious if she didn't succeed.
See, that's the only fighting style that probably weight don't got nothing to do with it, because jiu-jitsu is basically like it's for smaller guys to take advantage of bigger dudes. Like, cause you could grab somebody's ankle, your finger, your wrist, you twisted ligaments and shit like that.
Well, here's one of the problems: strength in fighting, you can overpower an individual. Yeah. One dude was he was a big black dude who had some jiu-jitsu training and had some UFC fighting training. The person that he was fighting was breaking down his limbs, kicking him and fucking him up. So once he locked up with him, the dude didn't know how to let go and do like that girl did. Mm-hmm. He picked this dude up and slammed him down unconscious.
Yeah, because he had the wrong technique. But somebody that like another professional would have knew what to do in that situation, so the dude don't slam him. Like,
here's the problem they had is the Brazilian jiu-jitsu people tried to outlaw body slamming like that. No, you need to teach your fucking people to
train them against that. Yeah, because in real life, in real life, you can't outlaw that shit. You're gonna get slammed on your head, like in real life.
And one of my eternal nights where I was just looking up like UFC shit, I be getting like obsessive compulsive about looking up shit, reading shit, and I was just obsessed that night when I seen that girl. I was like, damn, look at her, fuck that motherfucker up. Especially since my daughter Maya, she does jiu-jitsu and she does.
My son does it too.
Yeah.
My son does jiu-jitsu too.
She actually won. She won a couple competitions.
My son too.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. That's what's up. We got it in the family, dog.
Yeah, my son be doing jiu-jitsu too. Yeah.
I said Maya, I didn't genetically contribute to her. She's my stepdaughter, but yeah, she's my baby girl, man. I've been in her life since she was 3, and she's family, man. She's awesome. She's on Facebook too. I hope she does more content putting her jiu-jitsu out there.
You might as well, fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? For real. My baby girl, the youngest one, she does some jiu-jitsu and a bunch of different martial arts too. So.
That's dope. You gotta keep her in that shit, because that jiu-jitsu is the best shit to know, the best way to know how to fight if you smaller.
Yeah,
for real.
Or Krav Maga, where you destroy ligaments.
You gotta be strong though. But say if you a girl and you ain't that strong to like break somebody's ligaments.
Here's the beautiful thing with Krav Maga. Mm-hmm. If a motherfucker got a gun on you, with Krav Maga, it only takes about 15 pounds of pressure to lock it where it can't shoot and break that motherfucker's thumb. And Krav Maga is that like the Middle Eastern cast. What was their name? I'm trying to think of where they came from. One of my boys had his daughter do it, and he told her she couldn't date until she finished 2 years of Krav Maga.
That's smart.
and the Krav Maga is like leverage, and it's all destroying shit. Yeah, it's destroying joints that don't take a lot of pressure to destroying things. Destroying different, it's crazy. If you
probably look a whole bunch of pressure points and shit like that is showing you
pressure points, bone ligaments that don't take much pressure to destroy. It don't take much pressure to destroy a knee or an ankle. Mm-hmm. It don't take much. Average woman could do it if as long as she has to hit that shit immediately.
Right.
But the dude thinks he's at the advantage, and you could destroy that fuck. Which I'm all about that. Break that motherfucking victimizing asshole's ankle, knee, throat, larynx. Fuck them up, girl. But I tell you shit. We probably reached our threshold on this one. We had
148. Yeah, we good.
All right, we'll rock it out. We got Slum Zero playing in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, if you haven't already smashed that subscribe button on Quarter Water TV, please make sure you do that. If this is your first time to this broadcast, if this is your first time seeing it in post-production, please make sure you're smashing the follow button on whatever platform you're joining on. We appreciate everyone taking the time to come through. We do this shit every Sunday between 5:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Please come back and also all the music we play tonight it'll be in the description. Slum Zero, Mark Matthew, Sean Silver. God bless. Stay safe.
One time now, nigga lagging. Looking up now, fly.